So the story is, so it's called I, Frankenstein, despite the fact that it's not Frankenstein, because it's Frankenstein dies at the beginning, and then it's about the monster, and then the monster lives on for another sort of 200 years, and then it gets up to the sort of, you know, the present day.
So it's I Monster then, really?
It's I Monster, or I Adam, as he is called, and then he's in the present day, and then he finds himself torn between, on the one hand, these angel figures who sort of want him to sort of save him and help him, and then on the other hand, there's these horrible goblin-y demons who want to take him and possess his soul because blah 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 blah. Meanwhile, Bill Nye is the exactly. Bill Nye is the person who's in charge of running this laboratory, which is attempting to reanimate life, and you know, in doing so, they need Frankenstein's monster, because it's not I Frankenstein, it's I Frankenstein's monster, in order to find out how it is that one reanimates life, and it's in 3D, and
well,
it's
this is all sounding great to me.
And of course, it's one of those films in which they had such confidence in it that they decided that it probably wasn't necessary to show it to the press. It's what you call it? It's not one for the critics, and so I went to see it in Southampton.
You paid money.
Yeah, it's all right, but I don't mind paying, because the funny thing is, everyone gets into this idea that you know, if something isn't press screen, then therefore it's not. So here's what's bothering me. Why did you say Eddie Marsden's not in Made in Dagenham?
Carry on.
Fine. Okay. Sorry. It's just why did you bring up Eddie Marsden back then? That's been in my head all the way through.
Well, just concentrate on the film in question.
So there are cases in which they don't press screen films just because what they think is we don't need the critics. And so in the case of the Harry Hill movie, which wasn't terrible, it wasn't any good, but it wasn't terrible. We don't need the critics, and the critics aren't going to like it. And that film that Mark Tonderai directed, in fact, with Jennifer Lawrence, called The House at the End of the Street, wasn't press screened. In the case of this, you go, okay, fine. This is a classic case of what you didn't press screen this. You know why? Because it's a turkey. The dialogue is absolutely lumpen. The film makes no sense at all. I mean, even by the standard, I mean, it takes a little bit of Underworld, shares screenwriters and all that sort of stuff, a little bit of Underworld, a little bit of Van Helsing, a little bit of Priest, a little bit of all those other movies, all of which were infinitely more fun, a little bit of Legion, all those other things were a lot more fun, bolts them together in this absolutely rubbish 3D CG setting, gets Aaron Eckhart to clump around the stage delivering bad lines badly, gets that bloke Jai Courtney out of what was it called? Die Hard, A Good Day to Die Hard. He and his mates all look like they're dressed from extras from Assassin's Creed. The whole movie sort of clicks, you know, together in this really sort of clunky, every now and then a goblin will fly at the screen in very, very bad 3D, and then it ends. And it was a classic case of, you know, there is a reason why you didn't show this film to us. It's because it's no good. Open on Wednesday. It's, you know, so everything has to do on its opening weekend. I guarantee you, go see it. You'll be disappointed.
And the thing is, having walked past the poster for the last couple of weeks, the poster looks pretty good. And because it's got Aaron Eckhart in it, and because it's called I, Frankenstein, I was thinking, okay, well, I'm sort of intrigued by that, because it would be nice to go and see a new Frankenstein film. So to have messed up from there, but there's also is rather special. And there is a funny thing about, you know, I Frankenstein, outside of the, you know, the end of it, there is a funny thing in it about, you know, he's not Frankenstein, he's Frankenstein's monster, and everybody knows that he's Frankenstein's monster, and they call him Monster, and then they call him Adam, and then 2/3 of the way through, Bill Nye just starts calling him Frankenstein. They go, oh, fine. Okay, so in fact he is Frankenstein in that case, and then it ends. That's very strange.
With I Frankenstein.
And somewhat confused.
Yeah.